Alright, so let's face it, the honeymoon phase of Legion is over. I think a lot of us are logging in and thinking, what do I do? Why am I logged in? So what I've done is I've compiled a list of things that I like to do when I just don't know what else to do in World of Warcraft. Some of these are going to be pretty obvious. Hopefully some of these you'll go, oh, I never thought of that, or I forgot I could do that. So I'll run through some of these. Hopefully it'll spark an idea for you. This is going to be more of an audio than a video, so if you want to just kick back and listen, sounds great. One of the first things I like to do is I like to go and solo old content, and I know that may sound pretty standard for most people. A lot of people do it all the time, but I think that soloing old content really brings you back to maybe your origins of WoW, or possibly even, if you want to say, a better time for WoW, in your own opinion. I also like to do some gold farming just to pay for my subscription for World of Warcraft, and a lot of the time that does definitely get boring, but if you want to play this game for basically free, it's something you kind of have to do. Another thing you can do is change professions, and I know that that might go against your gold making, but it also makes it a little bit interesting because that way you can experience every different profession and really see what each one is like, which one's the best, which one you enjoy the most, different stuff like that. You can also max out your secondary professions, which a lot of people, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, don't do. A lot of people don't max out their secondary professions. What I mean by secondary is I mean the off professions, like cooking, fishing, archaeology, and stuff like that. And a lot of them are actually pretty decent. Archaeology is kind of fun. I did it for a while. I didn't ever max it out, but it's kind of entertaining. There's some cool stuff that you can get from archaeology, like mounts, weapons, to transmog, stuff like that. You can also log in as one of your low B characters, so maybe like a level 20, level 30, lower than that if you want to, and go gank other low level players. So instead of going out into the world and being a giant a-hole and ganking level 20s as a level 110, you go out and you gank level 20s as a level 20, and you actually may put up a fight. Now this one is going to get a lot of flack. I personally don't enjoy this, but battle pets. You can do battle pets. I don't want to play Pokemon in World of Warcraft. I've never had that interest. I don't really collect pets all that often. So to me it's just not an interest, and I'd rather level another character than level a pet. I just don't see a point to it. Now this one's a pretty common one. A lot of people do this. It's kind of a filler, as with anything. Is transmog runs, and I mean that's really all it is. You want to make your character look as cool as possible, you go do a transmog run. And for that, honestly, if you don't have it, I would suggest downloading Atlas Loot so you can look at what your own personal like transmog favorites would be. Now the other thing you can also do is do world boss mounts, which that's like Time Lost Proto Drake or Anax, and that one really is more of a you throw on NPC scan and wait for the mount to spawn, or wait for the NPC to spawn, and you kill it and you get the mount. So it's more of a throw up the game, go do something else, and listen for an alarm to go off, pretty much. Now with that also goes mount farming, which obviously you go to whatever dungeon or raid or boss, world boss you want to, and you just kill and kill and kill until you finally get the mount that you want. Now obviously you can only do raids once per week, which is kind of unfortunate, especially for some of us that are lacking in our favorite mounts. Ashes of Valar has eluded me for quite a long time, and it's sad. I've only seen it drop one time, and I lost by 1, and I nearly cried. The other thing you can do would be level alts, and I know this one's also pretty standard, but I don't think a lot of people are really taking advantage of it because a lot of people see leveling as boring, but you have a lot of opportunity with leveling an alt. And honestly, I haven't played many of my alts, but I did start playing my Death Knight again, and it really brought me back to Cataclysm. And I've been having so much fun leveling my Death Knight and just feeling those past feelings of being a Death Knight. And I've been having a lot of fun. And I don't know, it just really brings me back to those times, and it's amazing. Now, this one's kind of a different one. I enjoy doing this from time to time, but that would be to try out new add-ons, like add-ons you've never tried before, or create a new UI. UIs are very, very customizable. I obviously am not using one, but eventually I'd like to set one up. I did have a customized one a while ago, and I just haven't had the time to set up my own. But a lot of the add-ons are really, really awesome. The UIs are so customizable and fun to mess around with. You can spend hours just customizing a UI, adding new add-ons for pretty much anything. Now this next one, this one's kind of a taboo, I guess, is starting arguments in general chat. Now this one happens all the time. You can do it in general, you can do it in trade. Obviously trade is notorious in the Barrens. But starting any sort of argument and just watching the world burn into chaos as people start arguing. You know, you don't have to continue the argument, you just start it and then listen to everybody else. And that's pretty fun in my opinion. You can also, along with that, is just sit in general chat or trade chat and reminisce about the quote-unquote good old days. And I know that a lot of people do that with vanilla and other stuff, but it's fun to sometimes look back on those good old days. Now this one I'm not very good at, but it's something that can possibly help you with your other all-around gameplay, and that's PvP. And I know this one's also pretty standard, and a lot of people don't really take advantage of it, and I did for a while with my hunter. And it can be entertaining if you feel like you've maxed out your main character, you've gone as far as you want to in the storyline, and you're just kind of waiting for the next patch, the next part of the story. You just don't really know what else to do. It's fun to mess around in BGs and just kind of learn your class maybe a little bit more. Now this last one is honestly something I've been doing recently, and that's just playing something else. If you don't know what else to do and you're just not having fun with this game, you might as well just find something else to play until the next patch comes out that you know, releases content that you want to play. And I know that a lot of people are currently doing that. I've taken a little bit of time off of World of Warcraft because I've been kind of bored. I've been playing a lot of CSGO, and I've been having more fun doing that than trying to log on and figure out what to do, which is kind of a hassle. You shouldn't be unhappy when you log in. You should be having fun. So these are some of the things that I enjoy doing when I don't know what else to do. Hopefully some of these helped you in some way. If I think of any more, I will add them to the description. I hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.